Hello, I'm Droopy Designs, a visually impaired gamer, streamer and livery designer, and this year I'm walking 5 million steps to raise money for Speed of Sight. It's a charity that gives blind, visually impaired and disabled individuals a chance to get behind the wheel of a car and drive, some people, for the first time. It's a charity that's very close to my heart. I, myself, being visually impaired, can't get a driving licence, and those that know me know how much I love cars. So this charity means an awful lot, which is why I'm walking 5 million steps this year. And today, the day of filming, I've just hit the halfway point, 2.5 million steps. Walk around 2.5 hours every day, and I thought today I'd just kind of log a few of my thoughts I've had through the year, things I've struggled with, things I've gone through this journey, and kind of put it as like a little thumb note of this is where I'm at halfway, and then we'll compare at the end of the year. And as I say, I walk around 2.5 hours every day. It's about 7 miles a day, just under 14,000 steps every single day. I do a lot of it around town. I'm currently at Ridcovert, which is a very sentimental place to myself. Lots of memories here with scouting, with family, and just a lot of things. And so I got my 1 million steps here, and today getting the 2.5 million, which is, it's melting my brain a little bit, if I'm honest. It's around a week to 8 days per 100,000, and halfway through the year, it just feels like everything's just disappeared. It just goes by so quickly. Everything kind of blurs into one. Like, I've been so busy with work, with design work, with streaming, with stuff with the website, and trying to fit all of that around doing these 5 million steps. It's been a lot, and as I say, everything's just blurring into one. Like, being busy is a fantastic problem to have.
So there were a couple of things that I forgot to mention while I was out walking, and just wanted to elaborate further on here. So saying that, like, I'm super busy, the idea of the challenge with the 5 million steps was to do that around a normal life, or a normal life, however normal my life is. So to fit it around work and to fit it around this, and it kind of felt recently that I've been fitting my life around the steps. But they kind of like go hand in hand. It's a massive challenge and a massive undertaking that I definitely underestimated the size and the scale of at the start of the year, and just I've had to adapt so much to fit it all in. And it's only really been recently that I've realised how much I've had to adapt and change.
Yeah, I've been hitting a bit of burnout, I'll be honest. Struggling with being creative and trying to think of new ideas for videos and designs and everything. Pushing on through, which is a key part of this year. I say at the end of every video and the end of every stream, keep plodding on. And that's something that kind of evolved through the year, but that's something that I think I've always done through life. So having albinism and nystagmus, a poor vision, I've always felt like I've just had to keep plodding on. No matter how tough something is, just get through it. And don't quit. Quitting's not an option. But just keep plodding on, get through the tough. Because oh no, don't fall over. Selfie stick just tried to fall over there. Yeah, try to keep plodding. I've completely lost track of where I was there. Having a disability, it's tough. Like, people see the videos and they'll see playing brilliant games and having a laugh and doing all of these extra things and going to racetracks and watching cars. They don't see the struggles behind it. Everything in my life I constantly have to adapt, and I'm still learning now, nearly 30, and still learning things about myself, about my eyes, about how I do things differently to other people, trying to be normal, which has been a huge part of this year. I've learned so much about how I just get through my day. It's like with walking or something, like crossing a road, say, I won't just think, oh, there's no cars there, I'll cross, because I don't know how far away a car is, or if there's like a gap, I don't know, I can't tell how fast they're approaching, so I don't always get it right. There have been a couple of close calls.
Something I forgot to mention while I was out filming about crossing roads is I'll use my feet on the edge of the curb and I'll roll my foot off the edge to, one, feel where it is, and two, to see if there's a gap. And that's like one of the ways that I kind of like adapt and change, whereas like people would just step out.
But like something simple as crossing the road, for others it might just be something that you don't put two thoughts into. But I'll always try and find a crossing. But even when there's a crossing, I can't tell if the curb's dropped or not, which it should be. But if there's a small step, I'll often trip over it. I use this, my white cane. There we go, there's the ball. This helps. I've got a cymbal cane as well, which I don't use as much as I should. I really should use both of those more than I do. I think part of the year is coming over my own fear of being different. I've always been different. I've always had this visual impairment. But I always tried to hide it when I was a kid and just fit in. Whereas now I'm just learning, be me, do things how I do them. And with documenting it like this, or in my daily videos, the daily struggle videos, it might help someone. Hopefully, if anybody's going through something similar with it, be it with a visual impairment or any disability, any ability, don't let it hold you back. There will be a path to get there. It might be different to someone else's, but there is a way you'll be able to do it. That is what Speed of Sight has taught me. It's where I can comes from. Because there's no such word as can't. It might be more difficult, but there will be a way to get to your goal. So I've nearly gone through 3 pairs of shoes now in the 2.5 million steps. Nearly 1,200 miles, which is bonkers. It's like from Land's End to John O'Groats back to, I think, the Scottish border. So it's like we're coming back down the country now, which is just a bonkers distance. It's taken 6 months to walk. It's properly mental. So I think it's in total in the year it's going to be like 2,300 miles that I walk, which is, it's like nearly 3 times the length of the UK, which is just insane. As I said, I've gone through 3 pairs of shoes, so many pairs of jeans, with the old the chub rub has not been my friend this year. I am on track, just about. I think I'm like 4,000 steps ahead of where I need to be, which is literally nothing. That's a third of a day's walk. I thought a lot about what I'd say in this video. Tried to plan it over the last week and tried to process getting halfway. And it's mind-blowing getting to this point. The average person walks 2.5 million steps in an entire year, and I've now done that in 6 months. So how do I feel? I'm tired quite a lot of the time, partly through my own doing, staying up too late playing video games and relaxing, but it's tough. Like, the initial struggle with the walking was the distance, and I still get loads of blisters now on my feet, just, as I say, through the pure distance that I'm covering. My muscles are better than they were. I'm stretching out more now than I used to, which is helping a lot. But I do still get like muscle aches in my calves and everything, which is just something that I've just got to manage through the year. But I am losing weight, which was one of the things I wanted to achieve this year. I had 3 targets for the year: hit the 5 million, raise some money for charity, and to lose a little weight.
Last thing I'd forgot to add, I'd originally set myself a target to raise £5,000 for charity, and there is a reason for that. At the time of starting the challenge back on the 1st of January, I had on different platforms and like friends on Facebook and everything, there was around 2,500 people. So I thought if every single person could give just £2 over the course of the year, that would raise £5,000. It would also mean that if I could hit that 5,000, that would be £10,000 total, roughly, or just got over £10,000 in the 10 years since my first ever drive with Speed of Sight back in 2015. So it would be a way to celebrate the anniversary of my first drive with the charity and the journey that I've gone on, the journey that the charity has gone on, the way that that's grown from strength to strength, and the amount of lives that it's changed.
If I can inspire people in the process, even better. I've received messages telling me that people have been out for walks, or they've started a new challenge that they wouldn't have normally done, and so that's incredible. So everybody, this has been a very different type of video for myself. A lot of me rambling and just talking, rather than like sim racing or going around a track or anything. So I hope you still enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, do consider hitting subscribe and coming back for future videos, and checking out the daily walking videos where I do little updates every single day of the year to hit that 5 million step target. If you are able to, please do consider donating. There is a link down in the description on checking out the Speed of Sight websites and some of the merch as well, because it's all very cool, super cool merch on drooperdesigns.com. So have a fantastic day. Thank you for your support, and keep plodding on.